So I've got a great show for you today. We're going to put the AEA Challenger SL in 357 caliber up against the AEA HP MAX, also in 357 caliber. We're going to be shooting today at 50 and 100 yards just to kind of give you an idea what kind of accuracy each one of these guns produce. And I think you're going to be pretty surprised on just how accurate this little HP MAX in 357 caliber really is. What we'll be shooting today are these homemade 357 leads that I produced from the Lee 356 95 grain mold. You can see how nice that mold does in producing a really nice blasting and even pretty accurate target ammo. Those things seem to do really well from both of these AEA guns. Let's go ahead and set up some targets down there at 50 yards. We'll get this test going. We're set up, ready for our shots. You can see the coyote here at 25 yards right there in front of us, and then out just off to the right of that you see the deer target out there. That's 50 yards away. We've got two pieces of paper on a piece of sheetrock there with two black dots drawn on it. I've got a camera down there on the target. The chronograph is on just so we can kind of give you an idea what kind of velocities and foot-pounds of energy these are producing. So let's go ahead and start out with the AEA Challenger SL in 357 caliber and see how well it does. Here we go. Let's go ahead and drop a magazine in there. Alright, shot number one, 50 yards. We're going to be shooting for the right side target. Here we go. Looks like I hit off to the left a bit there. I've only shot this at 25 yards and I've only put 8 rounds through it to sight in the scope, so I don't really know where it's going to hit at 50. Oh, right on. Looks like those are right next to each other. That one dropped just a little bit lower than the other two. Here we go, shot number 4. Okay, that's dropping down a little bit lower. Shot number 5. Dropping lower again. Shot number 6. Here we go, shot number 7. Well, it looks like I'm hitting over to the left and every shot's slowly going downhill here. I'm not recompensating for the drop with each one of the shots. I'm just holding the same spot and pulling the trigger here. Shot number 8. Okay, so there's what we can assume is a decent group out at 50 yards for the AEA Challenger. It looks like the first 3 rounds hit a little bit higher, and then the next 5 rounds after that look like they did a pretty good job tightening up that group. Let's go ahead and move right over to the HP MAX and see how well it does. .858 feet per second. Alright, so here we go. Shot number 2. Alright, shot number 3. Shot number 4. Shot number 5. Here goes shot number 6. Shot number 7. Got pulled on that a little. Here we go, final shot of that clip. Shot number 8. So the first 3 shots over here on the left, I didn't look at the air gauge on the HP Max and didn't realize I had not refilled the air pressure on that gun with those first 3 shots. So I went out, refilled the pressure, and we fired those other 8 shots that you see a little higher up there. You can see the Challenger SL definitely producing pretty decent groups out here at 50 yards. You see the first 3 shots hit a little bit higher than those next 5 shots. Let's go ahead and refill the rifles and we'll set back up at 100 yards and we'll see just how well each one of these do down there at that range. We're all set up now for the 100-yard shot. I've got 2 targets down there right in front of that deer silhouette. Once again, we have the camera ready to go down there so you can actually see the impacts. All right guys, here we go. Right side target, first shot, Challenger SL 357. Here we go, shot number 3. Here we go, shot number 4. Shot number 5. Shot number 6. Alright, shot number 7. I pulled just a little over on that one. And here we go, final shot. Shot number 8. Alright guys, there you go. Let's go ahead and quickly grab up the HP Max and we'll do the same thing, see what kind of grouping we can put down there at 100 yards. Boy, I can barely make out this red dot here, but we're going to go ahead and try this out anyways. Shot number 1. Shot number 2. Shot number 3. Shot number 4. Shot number 5. Now I have no idea where I'm hitting out here at 100 yards with this gun. I'm aiming high and just hoping I'm hitting it somewhere on the sheetrock where you can see it in the other camera. Here we go on our next shot. Shot number 7. And our final shot. We'll go take a look at the target here after this. There you go, shot number 8. So we're down here on the target and I want to give you guys an idea of where I was aiming. The left side target right here is where we were shooting the HP Max at. Because I have a red dot and it's sighted in for 50 yards, I was actually putting the red dot right about here at the very top of the target itself. So this is the drop that we were seeing between the 50 and 100 yard range. You can see those first 3 shots are pretty close up here to elevation to where the dot was. I'm assuming those are the rest of the shots as it drops in pressure. You can see over here where the Challenger SL was firing. It's actually not a bad grouping, especially when you consider out here at 100 yards with a 4-power scope. And I'm assuming with a nicer scope with some zoom, you could probably tighten that group up quite a bit. Not too bad for a $350 air rifle, especially when you consider this is .357 caliber and still producing about 200 foot-pounds of energy with this 95 grain lead that we're shooting today. You can see we're definitely getting a much wider pattern out of the HP Max out here, which is pretty much expected since it's only got like a 12 or 13 inch long barrel, but still not doing too bad out at 100 yards. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed.